After 4 years of renovating this abandoned farmhouse, we thought we were finally ready for the biggest phase yet. Since we bought this abandoned farmhouse, we've been bringing it back to life, one job at a time. But this summer is different. This is the phase we've been building up to from the very beginning. We're talking proper septic tank, proper drainage, repointing the entire side of the house, and somehow turning this into a downstairs toilet. The trouble with making even the loosest of plans is wrinkles soon appear. This was supposed to be a drainage trench. So that chimney is over 9 metres high, which would be fine if the scaffolding didn't top out at about 5.5, swaying freely in all directions. And I'm not a fan of wobbling. Wobbling's bad, really, really bad. Last year we lime mortared the front of the house in high summer, and it was ridiculously hot. It was too hot. So this year we've started much earlier than the year, spring, and it is still unbelievably hot. It's too hot again. So I just don't know what we're going to do.
As long as it don't rain.
Well, as long as it doesn't rain, yeah, you're right. But wow. Also, at the moment, we have not got the official paperwork for our septic tank, and that puts us in a really weird position.
This bottom half of the wall here is cement.
Yeah.
And it is the toughest stuff since cement was invented. I don't know who invented it, but they deserve a medal of some description.
Yeah.
I've had a chain of thought that thinks, as we are going to take this retaining wall out and put a path all the way around, for a couple of reasons. One, we're going to have to dig round the back and the side here.
Yeah.
We can't access down here very easy anyway. There's only, I don't know, just a tiny bit bigger than my feet, which are tiny. So we're going to move this. We can then utilise the steps better
They're too steep, aren't they?
They're too steep and quite dangerous at the moment, especially in winter. So if we move this back as well, you can have more steps, which means a gentler slope. I think if we lime mortar, get the wall ready and lime mortar it, that will make the top part secure, and stable, so that then we can use the heavy duty power tools on here.
Yeah.
Because at the moment it ain't coming off. No. I've got blisters on blisters. I've got a guitar lesson tonight, and God knows how I'm going to get on with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
put it on hold for now.
Yeah, I'm not giving up with it.
No.
I'm just putting it on hold and doing nicer stuff instead.
Yeah.
Less painful stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is the front of the wall, and we're kind of in the middle of the wall area, and there's the collapsed bread oven. And the problem is we've got a bit of a damp area, and we've got these wooden beams sticking out the wall, and they're the ceiling, we think. And that little metal hatch is one of the chimneys, and that grey horrible cement area is one of the other chimneys. But the lime mortar which is coming off at the moment is distinctly damp, and the closer you get to the floor, the more damp it gets.
Yeah, it's not too bad here.
Yeah.
But down there, definitely damp.
It's definitely damp, which is a little bit strange. And we don't know quite at the moment what's causing it. So it's a little bit of a conundrum. Scattered all over the wall, we've been finding all of these wrought iron hooks, and they're obviously made over 100 years old by a blacksmith. Some have got lovely spear shaped ends on them, some have got holes in the end, some are just plain and simple hooks, some have got lovely mushroom shaped ends on them. A lot of them are all different, but there are quite a number of them, and they've got these coils of wire on them, and some of the wire loops straight from end to end of the house, and they're a bit too high to reach.
Yeah, it's sort of like 12 foot up.
Yeah, and the ground below has been cemented for well over 50 years. So there would be nowhere really for the roots to go, well, at least for the last half century. So it's a little bit weird. I mean, I reckon they probably were for vines of some description.
That's all I can think of. I mean,
but it would have been
something climbing up the wall.
But it would have been a very long time ago if they were.
Yeah.
Probably when the house was built, I reckon. But
yeah, because let's face it, if this retaining wall has been put in later on, then yeah, they could have had anything growing up there before then.
Yeah, but anyway, leave a comment if you've got any ideas what they could have been for, but it must have been a very, very long time ago.
Yeah, some of these, the nice ones, so there's a couple here, that one there, and there's an old nail sticking out. We're going to keep them in.
This is an absolutely gorgeous place to be working. The birds are singing, the frogs are chirping, but the scaffolding is still just a little bit too lively, which is kind of spoiling my karma a little bit. But I've been looking at these old stones which are jutting out the wall a little bit, and they would have been placed in the wall by the original builder of the house a long time ago, and they would have been for hooking over an old wooden ladder, wooden scaffolding or something like that. And I don't think we can use them for much more modern scaffolding, but I'm kind of working on a more modern solution, but I'll keep you posted on that one. We messed up a little bit. We realised we put the short bits down first and then the long bits down on second, and we've got to go up a layer, like 3 layers tall. So
so there's three lots of these and only 2 of those, so these need to go on the bottom.
And we've got to go up a layer, which is going to be really wobbly, so we figured we got to take it all apart and then put it back together again
properly.
And we've probably done this hundreds of times, so we're complete idiots. So we figured it'd be better do it properly and
do it now while it's low.
So we're now 3 and a bit meters up from the ground. It's very windy and it is literally like surfing up there.
I feel seasick.
Yeah, Mandy's. I'm not going up there like it is now. So
no,
we've got to find a solution, and we're going to hook it on any second now. So, wish us luck, because I'm not doing it.
Come on, give me that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's shaking the ladders. Here we go.
Do you need that bit?
Well, not yet. There's the hooks in the wall.
It's like fishing now, isn't it? I can't reach from here.
Now you're going to have to come down.
Are you sure? I could dangle by a foot. Like that.
Well done.
Monkey arms. Right, the only trouble is I don't know how to start these off. I put it through the slot. Yeah. And then do I just pull it?
Something like that. You got to get to the other end first. You got to hook it on the other end.
Oh, we're just using the one?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, both ends.
Oh, right, okay.
That was the idea.
Your idea?
My idea.
Oh, now I will have to come down because I've got to ratchet it from down there. Oh, hang on, I need to attach it to this here first, don't I? Like that?
Something like that. Don't have to do it super tight.
That's taking the sway out of it.
Yeah, this ladder stopped swaying an awful lot.
Cool.
That might have done it. That's a lot better.
That's brilliant. No seasickness?
Yeah. Well, the ladder's actually solid. Woohoo!
Well, that worked.
Yay! Woo! We think we might have found one of the reasons why the wall was damp down below. We're just inspecting this part of the wall below the chimney above, and there are several holes in the wall that go right through into the chimney, as Mandy is demonstrating, and there are numerous of them all over the wall. And the quality of the brickwork just in front of us isn't quite up to scratch, and we think it's been repaired numerous times in the past. And down below, somewhere around there, the chimney will take a sharp right turn towards the inspection hatch for our log burner, and about where that right turn is where the water will probably be pooling, and that is roughly where the damp patch is. We're going to go for the grand ceremonial pulling of the probably underpants from the wall. Are you ready?
Would you prefer a hole filled in with that or cement?
I'm going for lime mortar.
Ready?
Yeah. Yucky. Oh. Is it underpants or socks? Don't show me, I don't want to know.
But that is a... Can I see if I can see? If it'll show.
Is it a bee's nest?
Yeah. I need a light in there actually.
Yeah, it's a bee's nest.
Hang on, let me just get my camera.
So that's why it was plugged up. It's a bee's nest. We did actually have in one of our very earliest videos a bee's nest. In the ceiling of the bedroom there was a huge bee's nest, and that is why it was plugged up. Each of us have both got our favourite tools for raking out the walls of lime mortar. Mandy's got her favourite tools, and I've got my own favourite tools.
Yeah, so mine's the hammer and chisel.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Now, you might have your own favourite tools, and they might be electric, really, because a lot of people use power tools.
Yeah, they'll use drills, SDSs, all sorts.
All sorts, but we're a bit old school, really. We use hand tools.
Well, I think for me as well, a lot of the electrical stuff is quite heavy.
Yeah.
And I prefer hitting things anyway.
There's a lot of mileage on this old body, and to be honest, I find a lot of those tools far too heavy, really. Especially if you've got a wall this size, after like a couple of hours, you really start to feel it. And I use a hammer, and even this hammer, after a couple of hours, gets a little bit heavy. So, and to be honest, this hammer is too big really for lime mortar, because after, say, this wall is 150 years old, and after 150 years, the lime mortar is sand.
Yeah.
Really, there's hardly any lime left in it, so you don't need a heavy hammer.
No, you can literally just scrape it out.
Yeah, this is called a cheviette.
Or a scrapey thing.
A scrapey thing, and all you're basically doing is dusting, really.
Yeah, you're just getting rid of the loose sand.
Yeah, so you're just scraping out between the stones. So using a heavyweight pick to scrape out is a bit overkill. That's why I've got lighter weight hammers, and this one, it needs a new handle really, but it is a fraction of the weight of that hammer, and you can just chip away. And I've got other hammers, again this one needs a new handle, but it's got a nice sharp tip on it, so you can get between the stones and you can pick away. And again, we picked these up in Bracons for
next to nothing. Yeah,
I think this one was 50 cents or something ridiculously cheap, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. And the head's coming off of this one, so it needs repairing, but yeah, again, you can pick them up so cheaply. But you will need a pair of gloves all the same, because after a few hours your hands really
blisters, the cuts and the scrapes.
You will need a stiff bristled brush to clear out all the dust between the
it just
stones.
looks, well, as you can see, it looks nicer anyway, but also you can see what's loose and what's not.
Yeah, particularly indoors, if you're clearing off a wall that's been plastered, because the stones retain the white plaster and you can really scrub the white plaster off of the stones. Although indoors you will cover the whole house with plaster.
You do, don't you?
And people get upset at that.
Yes, they do, don't they?
They do, don't they? And that brings me to another tool that I use that people get upset at, and that is an airline. And
I mean, that's brilliant outside.
Yeah.
But when you're doing it inside and you leave the door open, it's not quite so brilliant.
It's yeah. Bad boy. But yes, it really does clean up the face of stones.
Yeah.
Really, really well. So it's a very good tool if you've got one.
Yeah.
So.
But you'll find everybody uses different tools.
Yeah.
No one will use the same.
No.
Well, they obviously will, but you know what I mean.
So that's what we use. But the longer lime mortar has been on a wall, the easier it is to come off. And that brings us to problems with this wall. And that's the fact that this wall has got an awful lot of cement on it. So, but there you go.
And it's very hard cement.
And it's very hard cement. But yeah, there you go. That's the tools we use to get all of the lime mortar off the wall. Currently working 7 metres up, and yes, we are putting more hooks into the wall to attach the scaffolding. Can you spot which parts we've done and which parts we haven't done? I'd like to say things are going to plan, but timescales are sliding slightly, and that is basically because there is some rather dodgy repairs that have been done in the past. There's this drainage trench that is, I don't know what to call it. It's a swimming pool come compost heap come I don't know what, but well, as soon as I start talking about it I can feel my blood boiling and getting stressed. But yeah, it's terrible, and there is cement all over the wall,
and that's really slowing us down, isn't it?
It's really slowing us down. We're kind of limited by, we can work to about 7 metres up the wall at the moment, and
then we've run out of scaffolding.
Yeah, basically. So we're not quite sure how we're going to get higher. We'll have to keep you posted on that one.
But if anyone's got any serious suggestions, drop a comment.
We can't hang from the chimney because the chimney is, well, it's on the list of jobs to do because it's not exactly safe at the moment. It needs a cap putting on it.
It's not ready for someone hanging off anyway.
No, yeah.
We're money's, you know, we can't go and hire scaffolding just for that little bit.
Yeah.
We can't get a cherry picker in here.
Yeah.
So any suggestions, safe suggestions, just drop a comment and we'll have a look at them.
Yeah, spending 13 odd grand on scaffolding.
That's not happening.
No. So
anyhow.
So as usual, folks, give us a bit of the like, hype, share, subscribe, and all of that.
Just like that.
Yeah. And
please leave a comment, especially if you know ideas on how to get up to the top.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Au revoir.